What's interesting, you see this pattern. Jesus consistently does this thing where he tells people that he is what they needed most. Life, resurrection, water, bread. And so let's bring this to modern time. There are people that are listening, you, me. There are moments in our life where like, man, I need this. I need this job. I need this car. I need this relationship. And Jesus is looking at you and he's saying, I am that relationship. I am that car. I am that job. Put your trust in me. And so our relationship with God is this relationship where God constantly tells us who he is. He is everything that you need. And if we, we'll get to a point where everything that we need or want, we give it up to God and says, God, you are everything that I need.
What is that?
You want a water? This is coconut water.
Coconut water is so good.
People are always weird about coconut water.
I love coconut water.
Really, that's good.
And
that's how I know you're a man of God. So, we're back.
We're back. You guys loved my Uncle Tang in the first episode. And I think that was the most amount of comments saying, yo, you guys need to do another talk.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, bro, people were like, dude, that was amazing. You guys need to do it again. So we're here and we're doing it again.
Yeah, love it, love it. And what really moved me was a comment that you sent me from somebody. And I was like, bro, that really motivated me, because the truth is, like, not that I don't want to do this. It does, I always feel like it's not like it's not that big of a deal, And then when I see one person make a comment like that, and I'm like, dang, it is a big deal, because you're making an impact in people's lives that can change the whole trajectory of their life. It takes one moment that can really shift somebody from making a bad decision or go down the wrong path. And I think a lot of people need encouragement. A lot of people need a push, and sometimes they go to YouTube to find some sort of encouragement. I do that for myself. Dude, there was one time. This is crazy. One time I was at my little office in downtown. I rented an office because I needed a place to stay, and I didn't want to spend the money to get an apartment, but I wanted to be in like the heart of downtown. So I got a little office in downtown. There was no shower, there was no kitchen, so I would go to the gym to shower, and I would just eat out. I would go to Subway every day. So I invited all my buddies over, and I was like, let's go talk to people about God. And all my friends were like, yeah, we were excited. So we went out that night. We went to Ybor, and I remember praying. I said, God, just lead me to somebody. And so the first few people kind of just was like rejecting me. And then there was this girl, she had like tears in her eyes, and she walked past me, and I was like, excuse me, can I share something with you really quick? And I kind of just shared with her the gospel about Jesus, and I talked to her about life. I didn't know what I was talking about, bro. I just felt like I just needed to just say whatever that was on my heart. And she stops me and she looks at me like I was actually on my way to end it. And I was like, what? There's no way. And so she starts crying, and we prayed for her, and she's like, this was like exactly what I needed. And and I try not to forget like little moments where God puts on my heart, and when God moves me, and I'm like, man, God is gonna use this. I might not see it right now, but it's I have to be obedient and trust him that this is gonna do something and make an impact on some people's lives, So yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm like, let's do it. Literally 4 days ago, and I'm like, let's hop on a pod and let's talk again, and we'll take it from there.
And the only mission of this whole entire episode, honestly, everything on this channel, is to just do whatever God wants me to do, and whatever God wants everyone to do. And sometimes we slow down in these moments, and exactly what you said, you don't think it's gonna matter, but literally one person changes one person, and then the whole world slowly regulates their internal nervous system. And it's honestly the only thing that matters as I'm going on with this journey, because by the numbers wise, it's like, all right, I'm spending so much time on this channel, putting stuff out, And in comparison to the world, the views of Ireland Boys Productions and the views over here on this channel are way less. It's not even close. But the impact and the depth of intentionality is 100%. Everything on this channel is 100% authentic.com.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like,
are there moments when you're doing this, you feel like you miss the views or you want to have more views? And there's moments where you're like, I need to figure out ways to get more views? Or is it more like, I know it has to cross your mind at any point.
Do I miss the views? I still get the views on Ireland Boys.
Yeah. But
no, but like over here, 100% has crossed my mind. I go, it's wild to me where I sit there and I go, well, when I post a video of me eating a receipt or me fighting some guy in the street, hundreds of millions of views.
Why is that?
But then I post over here and it's like less. I lose followers, I go down. But then sometimes there's a clip that goes crazy. But why is that? I think people naturally are drawn, if they're living in the world, to drama. It's like if you're driving a car down the road and you see an accident, you're gonna turn. But if you see like a family just like smiling, most people they're just gonna drive right past. I don't know why.
They want to see something that's abnormal, right?
Yeah.
Usually every single day it's like their normal day to day, and then when they see something that's different, something abnormal, somebody eating a receipt, somebody fighting somebody on the street, it's entertaining, and then two, I think it's mainly because they've never seen it before. You know, and so I think that draws a lot of people. But then again, there's your other content, which I still think it's abnormal, right? You're talking about life, you're talking about purpose. What is the whole point of this life? Why is God pursuing us? Why are we supposed to live this way? I think that's abnormal, and I think a lot of people would rather take the shortcut, and you know, that's that release in dopamine. And I don't know, there's a lot of reasons why I think I do it all the time.
I know.
So,
but
we're here.
Episode number 2.0 with Uncle Tang. Yo, everyone comment Uncle Tang in the comments. And dude, I don't even know where this is gonna go, but I know God's gonna lead it exactly where it wants to go. So I'm gonna ask you, what is God putting on your heart right now in this moment?
Let's pray real quick.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, it's perfect.
So let's do it. All right, Father God, I come before you today, Lord, for just guidance and wisdom. I pray that you may open our hearts, and I pray that this conversation may glorify you. I pray that everything that we talk about may point back to you, Jesus. And I pray that this may continue to impact people that are listening and following this journey. And I pray that you may use this to plant seeds in people's lives. And I pray that the people that are looking for something more, may they look at this and find purpose. Find a reason to live, a reason to continue. So I give you all the glory. I pray that this may be really, really impactful, Lord. So I give you all the glory and all the honor. I praise you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
So I think out of all the times, I think this is the first time where I felt like I felt called to do this. I think every single time that you've reached out or we talked, it's like, let's do it, I'm down. But I think this is the first time where not that I didn't look forward to it before, I felt like there is a purpose and there's a reason why we have to hop on this pod. And I think sometimes we don't realize this, and this goes back to what you've been talking about lately, is intentionality, right? Intentionality stems from, let's talk about intentionality. What do you think, what is like, when you describe intentionality, what you did, I want you to share with me, like, what do you think, like, intentionality, what is intentions?
Intentionality is knowing that everything you do, regardless of whether it's conscious or unconscious, is impacting and affecting you and the people that see you. And I've realized that only now, more so than ever, that people look at you. People look at you, people look at me, and God's gonna use that in that way. So if we're going out and about, right? And everyone's like, yo, we're like, when we go out, we be having fun, right? Yeah. And people are like, yo, Rick, you gotta come out, man. Like, you're fun. And I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna go out. And then I used to like drink all the time. People subconsciously, they're like, oh, Ricky's having so much fun and he has a drink in his hand. Correlate fun, Ricky, drink. Subconsciously, even the smallest little detail. So I'm realizing God's calling me so high, like he's calling all of us so high, but I just see it now because I'm like stepping back and realizing, wait, if I go out and I have the most fun and I don't drink, then people can correlate that fun, me, with God. So that's the only thing that I want is whenever anything is blessed, God. If God gave me, if he starts blessing this or this brand or whatever, God, every time. Because if not, then I'm giving myself the credit or I'm giving a substance the credit. Like, oh, it's because I had a tequila. That's why I'm fun. No.
Yeah.
So I just realized every single thing I do is intentional.
Yeah, intentional, yeah.
And I want to be so intentional and just rewire that. And in the beginning, like, not that this is the beginning, but for the past 3 months since I started this, I'm rewiring the subconscious so my default habits are so intentional that even when I'm like tired or I'm off, I'm still intentional. Yeah. But it takes a lot of conscious mental energy.
It does, or else you're just gonna be cruising through life and doing everything just because it's a habit or you don't even know why you're doing it. I think intentionality is realizing that you were put here on earth for a purpose. And in that, every single thing that you do has to have intentions. Like, I'm doing this because of this. And so it requires you to, like you said, to tap into your subconscious, to slow down and say, I am sent here, right? Like, you came here, you thought, you probably woke up, got ready, you came here, but people would just think that you just drove here. But in reality, you were sent here by God. Doesn't that change imagine going to every single room as if you were sent into that room. And so you're gonna look around, and the first thing you're gonna think is, who's broken, who's going through it, who's dealing with stuff, and you're gonna start seeing needs in people's lives, and you're gonna be like, what, I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, but God put me here. What's going on in your life? Oh, this and that and the third, and you're like, oh, now I know why I'm here. You know, so you step into every single room with expectancy. We turn on the camera with expectancy that God is going to move, and when God moves, you know, everything wins. And so I will say this: I've been around for a long time, and I lived my life on cruise control, right? It's like, I know I'm gonna be there, right? I know I'm gonna get there. I have a Tesla and I turn it on autopilot all the time. So I know I need to get to my destination, right? But I don't stop and stare. I don't focus on anything else. I'm kind of just like on my phone, or I wasn't on my phone. I'm not on my phone. You know, but I'm like not really present. And when I get there, I'm like, oh shoot, that's what's up. I got here, you know? And I think we are meant to stop and really consider every single decision that we make and really slow down, and every single thing that we do, we should do with intention, because in that, impact happens, right? You will be surprised, even if you don't do things with intention, you still make impact. But is it for the glory of God? Is it for God, or is it for the world, right? Oh, how many times have you heard, oh, I didn't know what I was doing, bro. I was tripping last night, bro. I didn't know what I was doing. And what you don't realize is that there were people that were watching you, saw what you did, and was like, I'm gonna either copy it or, you know, say something negative about it. And you realize, dang, dude, like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have stopped and actually thought about my actions. So I agree with you 100%. And I think that's the season I'm in right now, is making sure I make time for the people that I love and be intentional with every single moment that I have with them. Someone said this on a podcast, is, you probably heard this before. How many times have you said this? We were talking, I don't know who said this, but do you have grandparents? And when was the last time you saw your grandparents?
A couple days ago.
Okay, so do you have and how often do you see them?
Well, my mom lives with my grandma, so
Okay,
it's
so
awesome.
it's pretty frequent.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say my grandma, I see once a year. She is about 80 years old. So based off of statistics, most people live to what, 90, 95?
I wouldn't
90.
even say most.
Yeah.
They're like legends live to 95.
Yeah. So, dang, I'm gonna live to 95.
Yeah.
No, but so she's probably gonna live to about 90. So I'm probably only gonna see her 10 more times. You know, now now I have to think about how intentional I need to be on actually reaching out and actually spending time with my grandma, because 10 years, if I say, I have 10 years to see her a bunch of times, but if you count down how many times you've seen her in the past, once a year, take that times by 10, you're like, dang, I'll see her 10 more times.
That's crazy when you break it down like that.
You know, it really shifts your perspective. And I think that goes into every single thing, and everything that we do is really stop and really think, you know, because what you have right now isn't gonna last. The people, the friends, your brother, your family, your mom isn't gonna last. So slow down, ask God, what do you want me to do right now to maximize this moment? And God will lead you, bro. The Holy Spirit will lead you.
So I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You said walk in every room like God placed you there. Like he literally was like, yo, you're supposed to be here right now. We're supposed to be here right now having this conversation. I believe that. I know you believe that too. So why or what did God bring us together right now for? Because going into the start of the pod, the first thing you said was, this is the first time I felt like I needed to be here. Like I wanted to be here. Not that you didn't want to do the other one or the other times you've hung out, but you were like, yo, I want to do this today. Even with all the stuff that was going on in your life.
I think that's a great question. I might get a little emotional saying this, but I think the reason why I believe this is happening right now, I think, of course, we could sit down and say, yeah, the people need to hear, or there's somebody out there that need to hear this, but I think deep down, I needed this more than I think, you know, and I think you being here probably makes more of an impact, you know, than you know. And so I think the main reason is I needed somebody to talk into my life, and I need somebody to encourage me and push me. And I think that you've done that online, and you've been doing this for the past, like you said, 3 months, but you've been doing this your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, entertaining, encouraging, and showing and opening up your life for people to see. And I think that's something that you've always done. And I think that in this season of my life, I needed someone to push me. And you've always been that person. So when you reached out to me, I was like, let's do it. And I think part of it is I needed somebody to really push me. And so I don't know what's going to come out of this, but I do know that God is doing something in your heart. God is doing something in my life. And I also do hope that we do something together. I don't know what that looks like. I have ideas, but I love to just let God do the work. And I'm just going to be obedient and take those steps. And so when doors open, I'm not going to say no, or I'm not going to say I'm busy. I'm going to say, you know, I'm down. So I'm waiting for that opportunity. I think this is the first time in my life where I'm waiting on God, because I am the kind of person that just opens doors and just doesn't matter how locked the door is, I will kick that door down. And so for the first time in my life, I'm actually like taking a step back and say, God, lead me. Where you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And so that's how I ended up here. Yeah. So I don't know what God's going to do in my life. I don't know what God's going to do in your life, but I do believe that there's something more out of this, for sure.
I 100% agree. Because even how we met, like you were saying right before we were talking, when we met, God placed you in my life in a season where I needed you. He knew I needed you. And it was God through you. And I know you wouldn't take the credit, but like you had to step and you had poured into me so much more than you know. And a lot of that stuff is like the seeds that you planted. A lot of people planted in my life, but you planted a lot of seeds that are coming out now. The things that I speak, a lot of the clips and the moments are things that you said. Like the one I posted yesterday, which is kind of funny that we're doing it today, is actually going like pretty viral. Like it's popping off, is the mountain clip about I'm gonna achieve everything I set my mind to. Same thing with you. I'm sure, like look at the place we're in. And look at where you came from. Like so many things that you've set your mind to, you've accomplished. So many things I've set my mind to, I've accomplished. And for good reasons. I wouldn't say that we're bad or we didn't do degenerate things. Like I wouldn't say the Ireland Boys channel was like, oh man, so bad. I think it's brought so many people joy, laughter, God, and so many good things. And I'd say so many of the businesses you've created, House of Members, or all of these endeavors that you've gone down, you've poured so much good. And that was with like 90% intentionality, right? And look how amazing, like dude, look at the place we're in. This is a crazy place. The house I live in, I would never have dreamed of living in that. The car you drive, like literally drives itself. I drive my dream car and it's like, but now it's like, God's like, yo, what if you gave it 100? Like, it's like, what if we gave it 100 for him? It would be even crazier because we're doing it on us. Like, I think we put a lot of pressure on us and we give it to God. And it's like, all right, but we got it. And I'm kicked down the door. I'm going to make it happen. That's how I am too. I'm the same exact way. And it's so funny. Before we started the pod, I absolutely destroyed the bathroom 3 times. I went in there.
Damn.
And it's so funny. I've only been eating what God wants me to eat. Only like perfect, like if God made it, if God grew it, I'm eating it. Last night, I ate something synthetic. It was like a protein bar and like some chips, like a bag. And I immediately felt it. Like this is the worst my stomach's felt in the past 3 months. So God's like, look, man, 100%, give me 100, 100, 100, 100. So I don't know where, but I know that look how good we've done because of God. And if we gave it 100% with full alignment, that would be unstoppable.
Yeah. I would say it's funny when you hear people's testimonies of how they came to God and how God changed their life and what they, did in the past. You would hear like the most craziest things. Like, I used to do this, I used to do this, I used to go this, and I used to like do all these things that it's like, what the heck, bro? But God, God came into my life and he changed my life, right? And then I'm like, so what do you now? It's like, oh, I don't cuss anymore. I'm like, okay, what else did you do? Well, I go to church on Sundays. I'm like, so you're telling me the God of the universe came into your life and changed your life and wrecked your life, and you went from doing all these extremes for the world, but when you came to God, God changed your life, you just stopped cussing and you started to go to church on Sundays? So does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
Extreme for the world, but you're not going to go extreme for God.
Yeah, you'll like run up all the money. You'll go out to the clubs, try to get all the girls.
And so I wonder, and I hear your story. That now it's like, you did all these things for yourself. Of course, it wasn't bad. You made an impact, and God still, even though you didn't think so, God still used your life to make impact in people's lives. But when you came to God, you're like, I'm still going to do more and beyond for God, right? You're doing the YouTube channel, you're making clips and you're posting every day, and you're dropping merch, you're doing everything and more. And so it's interesting when I see people's lives, it's like, oh, I came to God and then God changed my life, and they live a mediocre Christian life. And I always wonder why.
I don't know.
Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because I look at it like this. My friend told me this. This is sober. This is drunk. This is being This is the world. And then people go from being sober when they're born, and then they go full in the world. And then it's kind of like that. Ready? So it's like, this is just like you're a 0. You're just like indifferent, apathy. You have no opinion. You're kind of just like, I'm meandering around, coasting.
Yeah.
And then you'll go full in the world, junk, money, all this stuff. And then you'll just go right back here. Where it's like, no, God wants you over here, man.
100%. 100%. Yes.
And it's like, you're not being bad.
Yeah. But
you're not being good.
Yeah.
You're a 0. You're literally a 0.
Yeah.
And it's like, a 0 doesn't change the world. Let's think about it like binary code.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 0, -1, 1.
Mm-hmm.
So many people have no problem being -1s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about Jack Doherty, or think about all these people who are literally pushing evil, pushing OnlyFans, pushing lust, pushing greed, whether it's on purpose or not, or they're just lost, like how we've been lost. But it's like, just as much as someone's pushing all this bad, if we just go 0, that wins. A -1 beats a 0 every time. So you got to go 1, and you can't just go 1. You got to go 1, 1, 1, because it's a battle. Every single conversation is a battle. Not like it's anger, but it's like when I go in the room and I have people and they're talking to me. I've done the past 2 week and a half. I've only had conversations and meetings, and I've been in meetings with people that are millionaires doing this, but then they're struggling with something, and then they try to project it onto you, and if you give in, enemy wins. So I just have every time God, and it's like world, God, world, God, and it's like, which one's gonna win? If I just go, you know what, you're right, boom, it wins.
Yes.
I gotta go God. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's like every single time it has to be. And it's so easy for people to just go, oh, well, whatever.
Yeah. You got to push against the grain. You got to push against the grain. The world wants you to be a type of way, and people will influence you to go exactly -1. You have to push. Because even if you stand at 0, you eventually become a -1. You eventually go down that way, so you have to go against it. So, and that's what we're called to do. We're called to be the salt of the world, and we are called to be separated. We're called to be different, and we're called to be holy. And that is everything against what the world wants. And so, I agree with you 100%. Do you think that you've always been that way, or was it something that happened recently that shifted your perspective? And if it was something recently, what was it that made you go all in on God now?
I've always been this way, but I didn't know I was this way. I sat down and had a talk with my dad for the first time, and an actual talk with him. And he said, Ricky, he said that you're 1 or 0, or no, you're either -1 or 1. He's like, you're literally digital. Some people are analog. You got to turn up the radio and they slowly ramp up and this and that. He's like, either you're doing it or you're not doing it. I'm literally like, either this is everything or this is everything. It's how I've always been. And I'm sure I've been in here, but once I set my mind to something, I go full into it and I find out if it's the way. When I used to get drunk, my motto was, if I'm not blacking out, what am I doing?
Yeah.
If I'm not smoking weed until I can't think, what am I doing? So it's like, if I did that for the world all this way, how much better can it be for God? And it's the most peace I've ever felt ever. And I don't want to ever forget that. And I want to always remember how good God is. Every single moment, like you were saying, your grandma, you might have 10 more times to see her. You might have 1 more time to see her. This might be the last time we talk. And I know it's extreme, but you have to pull people to these extremes so they feel it. I could get in the car after this, drive home, someone drunk, boom, hits me.
Yeah.
And this could be the last conversation. And I would talk about these things when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. But no, who else is going to talk to me about this in middle school?
Why do you think that was? Because I think a lot of kids don't really ask those questions, right? Growing up, we're always taught to ask who, what, when, where, right?
Yeah.
But nobody really asks why. And I think you said so. You just said growing up, why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? And I think, I always say, it's the whys that always leads you to God. Always leads you to God. It's the whys. Like, why am I here? Why am I born here? Why am I Asian? Why am I this and why am I that? And the more questions you ask, I truly do believe it always leads you back to God. And so you've always questioned like your life. You always questioned this, or is that something?
You can ask any of my like friends for like my whole life. I always said before we did anything, I was like, why are we doing this? Let's set the intention. It was like unintentionally intentional. It was just written in me. I would always be like, why are we doing this? Even if the mission was like, yo, we're gonna have a good time. Let's know why we're here. Like if we're gonna go film a crazy video and white rod a raft down the river, why are we doing this?
Why do you think that is? Why was your brother like this?
I don't know, really. I was always like this, and there was times where I was kind of mean to him in a way. Let me tell you a short story that maybe a lot of them don't know. This is cool, if you don't mind. When we started YouTube, I was 12 and he was like 10. And I was like, let's do this, bro. We got this. We filmed for a couple months, and he's like, dude, I'm a kid, bro. Like, chill out, man. You're being like too much. So then we stopped.
Yeah.
And I had to reevaluate my life. I know it sounds crazy, I'm like 12, but I reevaluated my life, and I was like, I want to do this, but I have to do this in the right way and open like him up so that he wants to as well. Because the power of being able to open someone up is an incredible thing. Once you open someone up, anything you say, boom, it literally like plants it in their brain. A lot of people like just talk at people and they're saying the right things, but it literally doesn't matter at all. If you can open someone up, you have incredible, like God gave you incredible power in that moment. And if you use it for bad, then you got Hitler. Then you got, like Hitler was a great speaker.
Yeah.
You got all these people that just plant things in their mind because they're good at opening people up. But if it's like, I realized, all right, I can open people up. People just open around me. And if I give myself the credit, then I'm like a 0. If I get evil, I'm a -1. If I give it to God, it's a 1. So every time it's like, God. But for a while, I think I was kind of like building myself up and doing that, and that's probably why I became really successful.
So so you and your brother ended everything, and how did you guys come back to it? What was the reason why you guys came back to it? Because you said you guys quit.
Yeah.
What?
We were watching a video after school, a Roman Atwood video after school, and at the end of his video, he was like, yo, if there's anything you want to do, it's possible. Take the first step right now. And he was like, don't wait till tomorrow. Like, if you want to film a YouTube video, go film one right now. And that day, I looked at him, I was like, yo, let's go right now. So that's why that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because all it takes is one moment. And all you have is one moment too.
Yeah.
And if you make the most of the moment, put this on a cheesy pillow, but like if you make the most of the moment, that's it.
Yeah.
Like how can we make the most of this moment? Like what you were saying, how can you make the most of, I'm so in this moment right now, I can't even think of the future or past.
So moments are actually the only thing that's real. This moment is the only thing that's real. Tomorrow does not exist. The past no longer exists. This is the only thing that's real. And so for me, that's the only thing that matters. And so people that make impacts in the world, Elon making cars and ships and spaceships and whatever he's doing, there was moments where somebody or something spoke to him that triggered something that caused him to create that. So yes, 100%. You never know. Don't ever take a moment for granted, because you never know what you can do. I agree with that 100%. And so after you heard that, you guys went to go make a YouTube video. But I have a question for you. Your reason for starting YouTube again and his reason for starting YouTube, would you say it's the same reason?
I don't know.
What was your reason? To be famous, to be...
No, I was just having a good time.
Yeah?
I was just having fun. I was like, yo, I want to have fun, and I wanted to have fun. Spread positivity and spread laughter was the like motto in the beginning. Spread positivity, spread laughter.
What do you think his was?
I think he was so young that he looked up to me and he was like, yeah, that's my older brother, let's rock. So that's why now, I mean, he's been finding himself and I've been finding myself individually, because we're two brothers that just grew and did, like we're so close, and we became so, we don't even have to talk. We'll be out and I'll look and he'll be like, like we'll just know exactly what to do in certain moments because of being around each other so long.
That's peak communication right there. When you don't need to talk to somebody and they already know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you look at your boy and you're like, you do that face. They already know what you're talking about. And that's peak communication. You guys were in sync. Are you guys still in sync now?
So it's funny that what you were talking about right before we started as well. Yesterday, we had such a cool moment. We were like in the middle of a meeting. We're working on like creating a subscription platform, IBP Plus, and an app and all that. And just like not getting sucked in it for the money. I don't want to even think about that. I just want to make the most of the moment. And we were sitting inside. I'm like, dude, we're about to sell our house. So I was like, dude, let's just go to the dock. We go to the dock. We've never sat, I can't remember ever us sitting on the dock in 11 years, me and him on the dock. We just go down there. I bring a cigar and I'm just puffing a little cigar. We're sitting there. And I look at him, and we've been going through like some stuff, me and him recently, just trying to figure out what we're doing, kind of like a relationship. You're like kind of arguing. There's things that happen. People watch us online. They're like, dude, you guys never argue. I'm like, yeah, we do. But you got to work through those things. So we're sitting there and I'm just puffing the cigar. And then he has this moment. He looks at me and he's like, yo, let me have a little. And I hand it to him and then he puffs it. It was just such a cool moment. And then he hands it back to me and I look at him and it literally felt like the moment when we started YouTube. And I look at him and I say, yo, we can take this as far as God and we want to take this. As far as we want to take this, we can do it. If we're intentional. And he's like, he just did. And it was like a good, because when intentionalities line up, it's unstoppable. I look at it like energy points. We have 100 energy points every day. Where are you going to spend your energy points? When we were young, me, Nick, Rohan, 100 energy points on YouTube every day. Like no girls, no, I don't know, no nothing.
No distractions. No
distractions. And it makes exact sense why it happened. Because we were spending 100 energy points on one thing every single day. So you get exactly what you are. As long as you are smart about it as well. Like you have to still use the skills. So I don't know what, but the alignment of me and you, when God makes something happen at the right time, if he wants that to happen and you spend the right energy on it, I believe it's unstoppable.
100%. 100%. And then there's so many scriptures, verses in the Bible that says, you know, don't give up meeting up with each other. You know, there is something there. When people come together and they're in sync, Jesus' last prayer before he dies and ascends to heaven, he said this. He said, in his prayer, he said, if they became one, people will know that you have sent me. And so sometimes you becoming one is enough for the world to know Jesus. And so Jesus said that. It's why. Why is that the case? Like, we are not supposed to get along. Like humanity, us, we're not supposed to get along. And I want to share this. We're not. Like, we were designed to get along, right? God has created us, and we were one. We were one with God. We were one with the garden. We were eating and the food of the garden. We were living the life. It was Adam and Eve. And what happened? Sin happened. And because of sin, it destroyed humanity forever. And so We no longer can be in sync because there's greed, there's lust, there's lies, there's murdering, there's a ton of things that causes us to be separated from one another. And so because of sin, that's why it's hard for us to become one. But God, Jesus, when he came to earth, he says, if you become one, people will know God is real. Mm-hmm. Why? Like you see this in the book of Colossians. Paul writes to the people of Colossians, and in the first paragraph he said, he's in prison, he's writing this, and the first thing he says is, I thank God for you guys. And I heard about your love for one another. This man is in prison.
What do you mean?
Paul is in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're in prison, there is no outside world coming inside the prison. There's no inside world going out to the world. So their love for one another, the people of the Colossians, right, the church, was so deep and so strong and so profound that it literally leaked into prison for Paul to hear about this. So it made such an impact in Paul's life. And Paul writes this letter, and he says that the first thing he says is, I heard about your love for one another. And so
while he was in prison.
While he's in prison. So, and I say that to say that, like, that's the whole purpose of life, is that, I always say this, is we were once one with God, one with each other. And like I said earlier, peak communication is what? Silence. It's me being able to talk to you in silence, and you will understand everything that I understand, right? So nowadays we use communication to what? To become one, or to separate. So every single time when I feel some type of way towards you, I have to talk to you to what? To come together again. And so my actions separate you, sin separates you, and I have to talk to you to become one again, right? And if we're one again, we don't need to talk to stay one, because we just move in sync. So
keep going. This is speaking right now. You're speaking.
My point is that we need to communicate to each other. We need to forgive. We need to do all these things to become one with one another. But we walk this earth, and we walk disconnected. Go to New York. Walk the street of New York. You know, nobody talks to you. Nobody looks at you. And there's kids out there that their parents don't even talk to them. And nobody says anything to them. They're overlooked. They feel all these things inside. They don't know who to talk to. And they listen to a YouTube video, and then they're like, oh, Ricky understands. And sometimes people just need to feel heard and feel known. And so I always say this to people that are Christians. Our Christianity is not based on our love for God, but everything on his love for us. Like, I'm Christian because God loved me. God knows me. God sees me. And not only God knows me and he sees me, God cares, right? So there's people that live this world disconnected, no community, no relationship with anybody, and they are depressed, sad, and just feel overlooked. What they don't realize is that there is a God that loves them, that cares for them, that is literally pursuing them. Every single religion is about us trying to become enlightened, us chasing a God, or us pursuing God. What do I need to do to get close to you? Christianity is the only religion that is God pursuing us, and he pursues us through Jesus. And that the pursuit is God wanting a relationship with us. And so people are like, well, how do I know this? God has been communicating this your whole entire life through what? His word, the Bible, the word. Communication. God creates the world with what? A word. Communication. Creates everything with a word. And God saves the world through what? The word, which was Jesus. So what people don't realize is how much power there is in what you say. So things that you bottle up inside about your friend or your brother, and you kept it inside because you don't want to share it with him, is what's keeping you separated with him.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And so you're looking for moments where his heart is soft. So, oh, right now is a good time for me to share this with him. You know? And God has, and so going back to what we said earlier, it's like God sends you into a room, God sends you somewhere, because in that moment, God probably softened that person's heart and he's ready to listen. And so we choose to not say what's on our heart, so we build up resentment, you know, and then you end up disconnected from the person that you love most, your brother, your mom, or your dad, you know. So it just needs one person to pursue.
And you gotta say it, like, in those moments, that's the exact time you gotta say it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say it when we're here.
You know, I said that the enemy, his favorite tool to use to separate relationships is the gap that you were hurt and the moment you communicated and was asked for forgiveness. It's that gap. God, the enemy would use that gap to destroy.
Say that again. Say it one more time.
So the enemy's favorite tool to use is the gap between the moment you did something to hurt somebody and the moment that person chose to forgive you.
Okay.
So sometimes it's 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, and sometimes you don't even know you did something that hurt somebody, and the other person has been bottling it up inside for weeks, and the enemy is saying, oh, he doesn't like you. He did that because he doesn't care about you. And that's how relationships destroyed, because you took so long to communicate, you took so long to forgive. That's what the enemy loves. The enemy loves the gaps.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
After I go to the bathroom.
I gotta piss too.
Okay. Yo, honestly, perfect time for authentic. Thank you for the sponsor of this video, AuthenticClothing.com. No, Authentic33clothing.com.
This, I'll tell you this is probably one of the best fitted hat that I put on, and I thought it was not gonna fit me, and it fits me perfectly. And I'm really picky with hats, bro. And not only has a good message, but it fits good and it looks good. So I appreciate that.
So if you want to look good, if you want to feel good, Authentic33.com. Pause it right now. Go get a snack. Go to the bathroom. We'll be back. I'm gonna leave it rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it rolling, and we'll be back. So take this time right now to absorb the things we've said. Take a deep breath and actually pray and think about your life, because we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about whatever we end up talking about. But this is a good moment. I know a lot of podcasts would be like, yo, just cut to the next part. We're gonna leave it so you can sit with God and yourself right now.
I'm gonna play some music too.
And so that you can go to Authentic33.com.
What are you doing? If I take off the mic, right?
Huh?
Mic?
Oh, yeah. We're back. I honestly pray that you guys took that time and you didn't skip through just to this moment right now. And if you did skip to this moment, go back and really challenge yourself to sit there for 2 minutes. That was 2 minutes. 99% of people can't sit by themselves for 2 minutes without anything. So that was exactly what it needed to be. I feel like that moment right there is speaking to some kid watching right now where he's like, man, my whole life I've been overstimulated, energy drinks, scrolling TikTok, talking to my friends, FaceTime. No. Just sit with yourself and God for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You give so many of your energy points to all these things, all these people. Give 2 energy points to God. Really right now, if you didn't do it, go back. And if you don't go back, click off the vid. I honestly, you click off the vid because this next part
You don't
isn't.
deserve this.
You don't deserve it.
No.
I'm just kidding. But the question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
This separates you, the forgiveness between the moment you did the thing or they did the thing to you and the time you forgive them. What and when do you think the right time to forgive is? Because I know how I am, but I'm curious to think, how have you been in your life? Like, how long does it take you?
It takes me a lot longer than it should, and it should be as fast as you can. Right? So as fast as you can forgive, because you don't want to give any room for the enemy to come in and destroy that relationship. And so, of course, there are people that you should forgive and kind of just take a step back. But there's so many people in your life that you love and you care about, like your mom or your dad or your brother or somebody that you're really close to, and they did something and they really genuinely apologize to you, that I think you should forgive as fast as possible, because you don't want to, you don't want to lose that. And I've lost so many relationships because I held grudges that I still think about, man. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have forgiven that person much faster, So, and that's how, how I pick friends, right? I pick friends. Obviously, I don't pick friends like, everyone's my friend, but I think one of the things that I look for when I become a friend, or I find a friend, is how are they a forgiving person, and how fast they forgive. Those are like 2 criteria. The reason why I say that is because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and there's sometimes I do things that I don't even realize that I do. Yeah. And if they're able to communicate that to me, and if they're able to forgive me, we can be friends for a long time.
Dude, that's so good. Something just popped in my head that you've always said to me, and I love this. I say it so much to my friends.
Yeah. When
someone does something to me now, the radical self-forgiveness. Like, I could do something, and in that next moment I go, hey, I did that. But as long as it takes you to genuinely forgive yourself. But I've been on this wave, not this wave, it's like the rest of my life, where I go, immediately after I go, yo, I did that, and I'm genuinely sorry, and I'm gonna try immediately to apply not to do that again. It's not, if I punch you in the face right now, I'll go, oh, my bad, bro. And I just punch you in the face and my bad, bro. Yeah. And I do it again, that's abuse.
Yeah.
And that's like, don't let someone do that in your life. Don't let them repeatedly make the same exact mistake again.
Yeah.
But if they do it and they genuinely mean it, forgive them. Yeah. And then if they do it again, what you told me, I love this line, bro, because a lot of people say things in a serious way, and it hits, but it's like, wow, whatever. But the reason why you've always spoken to me is you say things, and then it has a little comedic relief, and it's so good. And I do the same thing with my friends. They're like, yo, Ricky, when you speak, some people say, and it's like, whoa, man, you put up all these walls. Yeah. But when I say it with a little tone of like, hey, I'm joking around, but I'm speaking the truth. Yeah. You said this, so say sorry to me.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, just don't do it again. I love that.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines you've ever said. Because it really is like, don't be sorry, don't do it again. And I added to that. Yeah. So say it again, like sorry. Punch me in the face, or punch me. Yeah. Oh, bro. You're not gonna
sorry, bro.
Don't be sorry, just don't do it again. And if you do it again, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Because seriously, that's forgiveness.
Yeah.
And it pierces, and it like opens the door, and it pierces them, and they're like, oh, well, I can move forward right now with no shame. And because you can move forward with no shame, we don't waste any time, we don't waste any moment, and immediately we're good.
We'll move on. Yeah.
Like seriously, if you did something really bad to me right now, I'd be like, yo, don't do it again.
Yeah, and I say that, and I say this to everybody, and I say similar to that, but I say you're good, don't do it again. You know, I say you're good, don't do it again. So I say this to people that like you shouldn't be saying this to. For example, we'll be in public, and I'm sitting at the table, and somebody will come up and say, hey, can I take this chair? I'm like, yeah, you're good. And then they will say, no, they'll come up to me and it's like, they'll cut me off or something, like in line or something. Hey, bro, excuse me, my bad. I'm like, you good, bro? Just don't do it again. and they will laugh.
Yeah,
They will laugh.
yeah.
Like, hey,
It's so
good.
good.
I'm like, yeah, you're good. Just don't do it again. Like they'll make a mistake. It's like obviously it's a stupid mistake, but when they apologize, any type of apology, anybody, because people say naturally. There's some people that are just very apologetic.
Yeah.
People. Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. We're turning down the music, and I'm like, you're good. Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
You know.
You ever do that with Bree?
I do that with everybody, with Brie, and I was like, you good, just don't do it again, and she'll laugh. But the thing is that I think oftentimes people say sorry to take away the consequence or the feeling of feeling like.
So you already did it.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
And so I think when people do it multiple times, that's when you start to have to reevaluate if you want to be their friend and continue to be their friend because they're obviously not listening. I always say you can love somebody, but you don't have to trust them, right? So sometimes people are like, well, if you don't trust them, it's like, well, you don't love me. It's like, I love you, I just don't trust you.
Yeah.
Because when I'm around you, you do these things that hurt me. So I know to not be around you or do that or hang out with you when you do this or when you do this. It's like, so I just want to keep my distance. And I think that's a healthy way to move through life. You can still love that person. You don't have to trust them because trust is earned. What's funny about me is that I trust you right off the bat.
You trusted me?
Yeah, I trust everybody right off the bat. I usually trust them. Like, yeah, I trust you.
Dang, that's crazy.
Until they give me a reason not to.
But
right?
the preface of you knowing me,
yeah,
you no one, like, you shouldn't have trusted me.
I think that's what everyone tells me I should not do, is not to trust people right away. And I think I trust them, but the thing is that doesn't mean I trust you with my life. That doesn't mean I trust you with my all the money in my account. Like, I'm not gonna give you my password.
Yeah.
But I think there is, to build a relationship, there has to be a level of trust. Right? It could be a little, I trust you a little bit. That's enough.
Yeah.
For me to build something, you know, and you start to build, and it gets to the point where it's like, yo, I trust this dude with my bank account. You know, there's so many times where I left this, and this, and he doesn't do anything. You know, so trust is earned, and so that's the same thing with Jesus, right?
Yeah.
When Jesus said that he is the truth, what he's really trying to say is that, do you trust me? You know, should he be trusted? Is the truth, right? Should Jesus be trusted? That's a question. And the more you start to put your trust in Jesus, the more you start to let go of the things in the world, right? It starts with little things, right? I trust you with 10% of my income, God. Or I trust you with this business.
Or the relationship.
Or this relationship. You start to do this. And then when you start to see that the more you allow God into your life and you trust him, it's like, oh shoot, this has started to flourish. And okay, I'm gonna start trusting you with more, and trusting you with more. And I don't expect you to jump from 1 to 100. Take your time. You know, it's a relationship. You build on it. And so what I love about the Bible is that throughout the New Testament, Jesus kept saying these things, and he kept telling his disciples and the people, I am this, I am this, I am the resurrection, I am the life, I am the water, I am the bread, I am this. And he constantly tells people his identity. And he does this, and people always like, I'm gonna ask you, why do you think Jesus says that? I am? Yeah, I am the life. I am the water. I am the resurrection.
I don't know.
The reason why he says these things is because the people and the disciples had a lot of trust in these things, right? So, example, the bread of life. There's a multitude of people who come to Jesus for what? For food. They wanted food. So they put their trust in the food, that if they get their food, they'll be fed. So Jesus was like, here's your food. He multiplies the multitude, gives it to everybody. Then the next day, they came back to Jesus and was like, hey, Jesus, you got more food? Yo, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? And Jesus is like, you are only coming to me because you want food. obviously they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus says, I am the bread of life. If you only knew, I am the bread of life. I am bread. You want food? I am bread.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's a woman at the well, right? The woman at the well, she goes there to get what? Water. Jesus meets her at the well, and Jesus looks at her and says, what are you doing? She's like, I'm getting water. And she's like, yeah. And Jesus calls out her lifestyle, and she's like, oh shoot, this guy is somebody important. And then Jesus says to her, says, if you only knew who's giving you this. And basically he says that he is the water of life, right? And she was like, oh shoot. She runs home and tells everybody. There was this family, Mary and Martha, their brother dies, right? Jesus gets there, and Mary and Martha runs to Jesus and says, my brother died. And Jesus is like, where's he at? And they're like, if you would have been here, Jesus, he would have never died, right? And Jesus is like, hold on. Do you not know who I am? And this family, Mary and Martha, loved Jesus, knew who Jesus was, trusted Jesus. But in that moment, they didn't put any trust in Jesus, because they're like, he's dead. There's nothing that you can do. And Jesus goes and he resurrects Lazarus. And he looks at them and says, I am the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what's interesting, you see this pattern. Jesus consistently does this thing where he tells people that he is what they needed most. Life, resurrection, water, bread. And so let's bring this to modern time. There are people that are listening, you, me. There are moments in our life where, like, man, I need this. I need this job. I need this car. I need this relationship. And Jesus is looking at you and he's saying, I am that relationship. I am that car. I am that job. Put your trust in me. Mm. And so our relationship with God is this relationship where God constantly tells us who he is.
Yes.
And he is everything that you need. Mm-hmm. And if we we'll get to a point where everything that we need or want, we give it up to God and says, God, you are everything that I need. And so am I going off?
No, you're going you're going in.
Yeah.
I'll stop you. You need to stop.
But yeah, that's I'm going off. But yeah.
No, you're good. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of questions now because you've opened up some more doors.
Yeah.
About, for some reason this is popping into my head, because the more I get closer to Jesus, mm-hmm. and that's what you were just saying. He is the mm-hmm. resurrection. He is the way. He is the truth. He is the life. Mm-hmm. He is the way. Mm-hmm. I have been put in rooms with people who believe in God, mm-hmm. believe in manifestation, believe in
yeah.
If you could tell one person listening why he is the way, mm-hmm. before any other religion, what separates Jesus? What's the differentiating factor? Because I've been in a lot of rooms with these conversations, and I still have never read my Bible fully.
Yeah.
And I'm asking these questions because I want to be equipped and prepared when I go to battle. And it's like, that's a big question I've been asked a lot. And I know that you've said to me, it's the one religion where you don't have to earn your way. Mm-hmm. But if you could just honestly go in. I just want you to go in.
Yeah, so Christianity is the one religion that you don't have to earn your way to God. Every single religion, it's if you do this, if you meditate long enough, if you go to prayer, if you sacrifice this, you will get to God. And Christianity is the only religion where it's not dependent on us.
Well, what are the big religions? So let's get specific.
Okay.
Because I think people have heard what you're saying. But let's get specific. What are the big religions, and then how can we, and I just want to see the difference in each one, because I feel like you're knowledgeable.
So Buddhism, right? It's this constant sacrifice of the flesh to earn and get enlightenment, mm-hmm. right? And then you have Judaism, which is literally laws and works. And the more that you do, the more you get, you know. So it's this constant law, and that's why Jesus came and he abolished the law. And it's funny, he didn't remove the law, he became the law. And so that's a really good religion to study is Judaism. I love it because there's so many alignment, there's so many connections. It's really fascinating the more you study it. But it's literally a bunch of laws and rules and how you should live your life so that you can have a place in heaven. You know, and then you have...
That's the underlying principle of it?
Most of them, everything. It's like if you do this and this and this, you'll get this.
Because there's a lot of similarities in all of them.
Yeah, it's all dependent on us and us doing stuff. And so Christianity is fascinating and it's like mind-boggling. It's like it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
It does not matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you live your life. It doesn't matter. It is Jesus has done it all, and all you have to do is rest in him. There's a verse in the book of Solomon where it says that basically he says that where it talks about like a soldier in the wilderness, right? And he's leaving. And so as a soldier in the wilderness, it's like it's a verse. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this, but basically the verse is about you are leaving and you're leaning onto the beloved, which is Jesus. And what God needs from us is for us to just lean on him and just trust him. Say, God, you know, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And the truth is that there's nothing that you can do to earn God's love. There's nothing that you can do. So every other religion, you have to do something to earn something.
Well, let's break down what are the two biggest religions? Christianity and Islam.
Yes.
So that's the one. What's the difference there?
So Islam does not believe that Jesus is the Son of God.
What do they believe?
They believe that he was a prophet.
Which means?
That he came and spoke God, a messenger from God. Came and spoke.
Like a good dude.
He was a good teacher, he was a good dude, but he's also a prophet. So he was a vessel that God used to speak to the world. Islam does not reject Jesus.
They believe in him.
They only reject Jesus as God, because they do not believe that God can become human, immortal.
Why not?
That's just the way that.
But God could do anything.
God can do anything.
So they believe that he wasn't a perfect man. They believe, all these religions believe in Jesus. I feel like that's undoubtedly, like he's real.
Yep, and it's just their perspective of Jesus.
So the perspective of Jesus, they see him as
a man, just like Muhammad. A
really, really good guy.
Yeah.
Who's speaking prophecies.
A sinless man.
Oh, they believe he's sinless?
Yep.
No man's ever sinless, unless he's God. Perfect.
So that's.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah. So
right?
Yes, but then again.
Like even Muhammad, I don't know him, but I feel like he lusted in his mind once.
Yeah. No, they do believe that he sinned.
Muhammad?
Yeah.
But they don't believe Jesus sinned.
They don't believe Jesus.
If you don't believe Jesus sinned, then he's not man. Right?
So what makes Jesus God, just the basis, is that Jesus died, right? And he resurrected on the third day.
Yeah.
Islam does not believe that he resurrected. Islam does not believe that the Jesus that was on the cross, or I don't know, but they don't believe that Jesus resurrected.
They don't. But they believe everything else that he did.
Yeah.
All the miracles that he did.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
No, wait. Shroud of Turin, right? You know the Shroud of Turin?
There's nowhere in the scriptures that actually literally say that Jesus said that he is God, and which is true. Jesus does not.
He doesn't say that.
Jesus does not clearly say that he is God. Jesus states that he says that I am the resurrection, I am the life. He says all these I am Alpha and Omega. And so we have context clues. It's like, okay, Jesus is literally saying that he is God.
Yeah.
And so you wonder how come Jesus doesn't actually clearly state that he is God? And that's the reason why there's a lot of confusion between two religions. It's like Jesus is God, and Islam's like God cannot be Jesus. So that's why I don't hate on Islam and their beliefs. I understand where they're coming from. So my thing is, this is where my comfort is that It falls on this, that we are not good. And so Islam and Christianity believe that God, let me tell you, you want to know the scariest thing in the Bible is? The scariest thing in the Bible is that God is good.
Expand.
The reason why that's the scariest thing that's in the Bible is because if God is good and we are not, what does a good God do to people that are not? The Bible says that the wages of sin is death. So, example, a judge, you go to court and you made a ton of mistakes. You probably hit somebody in your car. And
I've been to court a couple times.
Exactly. You made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah.
Stuff that deserved prison or might be or death or whatever. Not you, but just in general.
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah.
So you go to court and the judge sees you and he's like, oh shoot, Ricky Ireland? And there's a family on the other side that says, we want justice. We want justice. He did this, and this, and we want him to go to prison. And the judge looks at you and he's like, that's my boy, Ricky Ireland. I've been watching him since I was in YouTube years. And the judge's like, you know what? I know he did all these things, but he's good. And sets you free. Every single person in that room is going to be like, that is the worst judge ever. No, you're not a good judge. And then in your mind, you're like, he's good. He's good. But in reality, he's not good. Because there's facts, there's videos of you doing this, there's this. There's everything stacked up against you. And the judge is like, but that's Ricky Ireland. Set him free. And the other family is like, we want justice. So when you think about God, when you say God is good, of course he's great, but good means that he is a just God. He does not want evil in his sight. He does not want anything bad in his sight, because anything bad in his sight is gone, right? So now let's place the judge with a good judge. So then now you're in court.
Yep.
And you're like, yo, judge, it's me again, Ricky Ireland, right? And the judge is like, and? You want a judge that is just. You want a judge that is good. So the judge is going to look at you and he's like, Ricky, you did all these things. And to be honest with you, Ricky, because I'm a good judge, as much as I don't want to, and I've been watching you since I've been growing up, and I love you, Ricky, you are going to be sentenced to life. And right when he's about to sentence you to life, a man in the back stands up. He's like, no! That's my boy. And the guy's like, who are you? He said, that's my boy. And I love him. And I know he made mistakes. And the judge is like, okay, well, I'm gonna sentence him to life. He's like, you should let him go for free. And the judge is like, no. Somebody has to pay. Somebody has to pay for the injustice that was caused on this family. Somebody has to be sentenced to life. And the guy says, what if I paid for it? What if I get punished for what he did? And you're like, yo, chill. I deserve this. Do not do this. I deserve this. The guy's like, no, don't worry, I got it. Go live your life. You're young. Go make impact. I will take on this punishment. And the judge is like, yeah. So you're gonna take life. You're gonna do life for this guy that you don't even know. He's like, no, I know. I've been watching him since I was a kid. I know his heart. I know who he is. I've been watching him since the moment he hit record, every video that he posted up, every single thing that he's ever done. Don't worry, I'll take on his punishment. And the man looks at the man and says, okay, I'll put you down. What's your name? My name is Jesus. And so this man takes your punishment so that you can be set free. You don't even know this man, but he's been watching you. You don't even know this man, you don't even know his name, but he's been watching you since day one. So that's why I love Christianity. I love Jesus, because that's exactly what God did. God's like, somebody has to pay. I would be a corrupt God if I just said, you're good. That's a horrible God. Somebody has to pay. So God becomes man, lives a sinless life, that literally said, I will take on the sins of humanity and I'll pay the price. And that's exactly why I follow Jesus. Because I deserved death. I deserved punishment. But Jesus was like, I'll live this life. I'll live a sinless life, and I'll die for you. And he resurrects on the third day. And so knowing that this man goes to jail, prison for the rest of his life, you knowing this, and you know, like, I deserve, that should have been me. You then go up to him and say, why? It's because I love you. Keep going and make an impact. And every single decision that you make after that moment is not because you were told to. You wanted to. You want to live a good life. You want to do everything that Jesus says. You want to read the scriptures. You want to do these things because someone outside of us loved us, saw us, and was like, I'm gonna die for this man. There's no other religion, bro. There's no other religion. Every single religion is like, you need to do this, and then I won't put you in jail. Christianity is the only religion where it's like, God said, there's nothing that you can do. So I got it. God saves humanity by becoming humanity and dies for us. So that's why I follow Jesus. That's why I love the Christianity. You know?
That was incredible.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard it told like that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's the truth.
Dang, bro.
know?
That one that's hitting me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so even more.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what changed my life. Changed my life, dude. You know?
When was that?
When I was 19, I was living a crazy life, and you know, someone said, yo, God loves you. I'm like, okay, yeah, oh, duh.
When you were 19?
Yeah.
That's funny. I was like good, and then when I turned 19.
You went crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, God got me at the right time, bro. Spent 13 years just all in on the Lord, bro.
Wait, you were 19? It's almost like how our stories, like of when we met each other too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. Oh, man.
Wow, dude, yeah, man. I mean, dude, I don't know if there's anything else you want to say.
Yeah, I mean.
If there's whatever you want, because, dude, I'm just absorbing this even if this is for me right now, this is for me.
Yeah.
For you and me and God.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be for.
I think.
There's a couple things you wanted to say.
Yeah. I think the main thing is that every single person out there, myself included, people that don't know this or don't realize this, is that you are loved by a God so amazing that knows every single thing about you. And not only does he love you or knows you, but he cares about what you're going through. It could be the littlest thing. He cares. He cares about that job. He cares about that issue. He cares about that thing that's happening in school. He cares about the fact that you're being bullied. He cares about every single one of these things. And sometimes we as humans, we act like nobody understands. And the truth is that there is a God that understands, and he sees you and he loves you. And he has a purpose for you, and he has a plan for you. And all we need to do is just put our trust in him and say, God, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but you do. You do. We spend our whole life trying to figure out who we are, what we're supposed to do? What is the purpose of my life? And what we do, we go to meditation, we go to certain things and trying certain things, and we read certain books, and we do every single thing to try to find out who we are instead of going to the creator of the universe. Right? It's so crazy, bro. It's crazy. like, why not go to the creator of the universe and ask people say, well, Tang, you believe in, you say, Tang, I believe in the universe. I'm like, I believe in the universe. But I put my trust in the person that created the universe. Right? The stars align and this and that and the third. I'm like, cool beans, bro. How about you go to the God that created it? Right? Like, if you look at the bottom of my feet, bro, like, it doesn't say made in China, bro. It says made by God. Maybe it does say made in China, but like God made China.
Ooh, God made China.
You know? And so I think sometimes we think that God doesn't understand when we don't realize that God is the one thing that created us and instilled in us a purpose. And so, I don't know, I said this to you before.
Yeah.
I said this to you before, and I think this is the last thing I'm gonna say is that God, imagine, bro, you see this weird shaped wooden thing, and you've never seen this weird shaped wooden thing before, right? This guy hands it over to you, and you're like, oh dang, this is really cool. This is really cool. And so you know what you do? You take it and you try to figure out what it is. So you try it with things. You try using it as a door. You try using it to get stuff off the countertops. You try to use it as a spatula. You tried it with you used it with everything, and it's worn out. And you're like, I figured out what it is. And someone's like, what is it? It's like, it's a hammer. I've been using it as a hammer. Every time when there's I need to build something, I'm using it to smash things in, and it's smashing perfectly. But you're destroying it too. And you're like, and your friend's like, are you sure that's a hammer? You're like, yes, it is. I tried it with everything else, it doesn't work, but as a hammer, it's perfect. And I'm like, or like your friend's like, all right. And then your friend's like, well, have you tried asking the person that made it what it is? And you're like, yeah, the guy that handed it to me? I mean, that's a good idea. So then you call this guy over and you're like, hey, look, brother, you gave me this years ago, and I know exactly what it is. You don't even have to tell me. And he's like, okay, what is it? Look what I built. I built houses with it. I built this with it. I built this couch with it. And they're like, dang, did you use this for all that? And the guy's like, that's not what I created it for. And you're like, what the heck? What is it for? He's like, it's a chair. What do you mean a chair? This was a chair the whole time. He's like, yeah, I created it so you could sit down. Like, sit on it. He's like, and the guy's like, so this was a chair the whole time. So you used that as a hammer and you destroyed it because you were trying to figure out what it is. And what I'm trying to say is this, is that we are that chair. We live our whole life building things, trying things, and using it for things, and we destroy our life. And at the end of our life, if someone says, yo, what did you do? It's like, I've done all these things. And God's like, but Ricky, that's not what I created you for. He's like, but look what I've done though. And he's like, and he shows you a picture. He's like, this is what I created you for. And you're like, but why didn't you tell me? And God's like, why didn't you ask? Why did you think that you knew more about your life than I did? And so I guess the message I want to share to everybody is that you were created for a purpose, and that whatever you're going through, God sees it, God cares, and that God has a plan and a purpose, and all you need to do is trust in that. And if you don't know what to trust in, open up the Bible and read. Ask God, pause, take a minute and just say, God, what am I made for? And I guarantee you, God will tell you. So, hey, there you go.
That was amazing.
Let's get some lunch.
Yes.
Anything else?
No. Hey, yo, if you want episode 3.
Yeah.